Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, and good evening. Thank you for tuning in. You're here with Marcus C. Williams, and we're going to talk about some stuff that's going on around Rochester and in Rochester, which is the city that I live in, and why I'm running for office. And I'd like to have a conversation with you guys. So talk to me, drop me a comment, and we'll talk about whatever it is that your concern is here locally. Let's make this a good conversation back and forth and share with me your concerns here locally so that we can work to better answers and solutions together. I want to encourage you guys to volunteer on my website or donate. It's Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. That's Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com, because we're working to make this campaign something that'll be not just a campaign, but a movement for the future of our whole city. Because what we need is to restore a government here locally that focuses on our citizens. For too long, our city government has focused on everybody else, especially themselves and their benefactors, not to mention trying to bring people from other parts of the country into our city instead of focusing on our actual citizens. So do what you can. Donate on my website, Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com, and volunteer. We're going to make this happen, but the only way to make it happen is to make it happen together. Hit the share button, hit the like button. I want to see the hearts and the thumbs up light up all across the screen. Okay? And definitely drop a comment, because every comment you help kicks the algorithm to get it out to more people. And we want to have this conversation tonight with a lot of different people. Drop your comment. Tell me what you're interested in hearing me speak about and any solutions that you'd like to hear come out. Also, just drop an American flag or a smiley face or a thumbs up in the comments, because every comment helps the algorithm. And make sure that you share this on your page and on your friend's page and wherever else you can, in any groups or whatever. And if you're listening on X, make sure you hit the little retweet button. It doesn't cost you a thing, but retweet it and get it out there. We got a comment coming in right now. Let's see. Yvonne. Okay, she says, wish I could stay on. I'm at work. Okay, well, you can catch us live later. Well, you can catch the feed later. But come on anytime. I thank you for commenting and adding to the conversation. So if you have a comment, drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to pop it up and we can talk about it. Over the last couple of days, we've had a number of high-profile incidents, including the unfortunate death of no, she's not. I don't think she's dead yet. I think she might still be alive. But anyway, a young lady was shot through her house, and she was actually just visiting. She was the victim of a heinous shooting gone wrong, which we're seeing happen too much in our city. Now, the tragedy of that and the incident with the young lady was the fact that there was another gentleman that was stabbed because he was the wrong person. He was the wrong individual. We've seen this happen far too often. And for years, I've been saying that the biggest concern in Rochester is not that you're going to get shot or stabbed. It's that you're going to get shot or stabbed by mistake. What a horrible, horrible situation. You know, the mistaken identity or the wrong location or just the complete, I don't even know what you call it. Just a complete disregard for public safety is what we're going to say that it is. And this has happened more and more and more. We saw the little boy, the 9-year-old that got shot here when they were trying to rob the store. That was crazy. And this is so sad. The young lady who was, I believe she was 17, and she died from the stray bullet from them shooting her house. Now, this is what, the fourth youth, I believe, this week. You know, we're only on Wednesday that was shot mistakenly. And it's not that it was a mistake, it's that it was callously. Okay, it's callously, and this is what the problem is, because people feel empowered as criminals to do whatever they want because they see that right now there are no real punishments. And that's why I'm fighting so hard, because this is bogus. We deserve better as citizens in our city, but our elected officials refuse to address the fact that crime even exists. And that baffles me. Did you see a press conference on the young lady who was murdered? No, they didn't do a press conference for her and say, oh, well, we're going to start putting criminals in jail. No, there was no comment about that. It's very, very sad, you know. And you read the reports for the young lady. Her family is like, oh, she was so bright, she was so brilliant, she would light up a room and stuff like that. It's tragic. But one thing that I know for a fact, and two things I know for sure, are that I see a lot of people get online and they'll say, oh, our condolences or thoughts and prayers, and then they don't get active locally. You guys, we got to get active locally so that we can put an end to this insanity. It's not going to stop on its own. It's very clear that our city council does not even care about us at all. Because if they did, they'd do something, but they don't want to. But that means that there will be accountability, and that's like a foreign concept, and this is a serious problem. This is one of the big reasons why I'm running, is because the public safety aspect affects everything. So I encourage you, this evening, we're working on raising some money for the campaign to try to push this forward so that we can restore our city. Go on my website real quick, takes less than 2 minutes. You can donate whatever you can. We're working on raising $500 this evening. Please donate $10, $25, $50, $250, whatever you can. You can donate more if you can. You can donate up to $5,000. But we're working hard, and it's going to take a group effort to make this happen. If it does, let me put it like this. The biggest issue that we face locally in politics is that our local citizens do not stand up for righteousness and the actual problems that are facing us every single day. And it's really sad and disappointing, because we know as citizens that pretty much everybody's issues are largely the same. Crime is a big issue for everyone. Education is a big issue for everyone. Housing is a very, very serious issue we're experiencing in our city. And focusing on economic opportunities and creating those not just for the youth, but also for adults, so that people can get better paying jobs and they can actually maybe go out and buy a home, but that would be too much like right and too much like a direct focus. So as we have this conversation, hit the heart, hit the thumbs up. I see you guys watching. Hit the thumbs up and the like, and definitely drop a comment, even if it's just to say hi in the comments, because every comment helps kick the algorithm to get it out to more people. Be sure to share. And if you're watching on X, make sure you hit the retweet button. It don't cost you a thing to do that. Every little bit helps. Now, as we continue this conversation, we're talking about the incident of the multiple stabbings. Last night, you guys, let me tell you about last night. Last night till the morning, okay? We had about 6 people shot and about 4 people stabbed that we know about. The newspaper, I believe they published 2 or 3 separate stabbings that I read, and this doesn't even go into the calls that you can hear if you listen to the radio calls. But, somebody's popped up. Eugene says, hey, Eugene, thank you for commenting. I appreciate that. So overnight, we had a couple of different stabbings that were actually reported. But worse than that, we had like 3 or 4 shootings that were reported, that on the news, not like reported to the police. But if you look at the police blotter and the scanner and stuff like that, we got way more than that. You generally only find out about the ones where it's either a serious shooting or it's somebody that actually ended up at the hospital or some calamity happened. And that's serious. Eugene says, You didn't hear about this? Oh, well, yeah, it's because it's barely covered. There might be one small article or something in the paper, but it's not much of nothing. And they just kind of go on as if it is nothing. And that's very, very tragic, because if we're having the news there, and the news has a lot of news going on in Rochester, but if we're having all of these shootings and stabbings a day, and the news is not even able to keep up with them, and I know some of you guys are like, I don't even know if they try to keep up, but if they are putting out multiple ones a day and it's not being recognized by city council, what are we doing? And these are the questions that we need to start asking. Where is our city council? What are they doing? And the answer is largely, they're not doing anything. They're more self-interested than they are interested about public safety, you, your family, your well-being, your business, and the advancement of our city. And it's absolutely tragic. It's absolutely tragic. And we deserve better. So I encourage you, join the movement, join the fight that we are working on building. Go to my website, Marcus4Rochester.com, sign up to volunteer, and please donate. Today, we're working on raising $500 so that we can start to get a little bit more advertising out there and get some more flyers. We need more flyers. So please make sure that you actually go out and donate $25, $50, $250, whatever you can do. We need to raise more money, because unfortunately, campaigns do not run without funds. And if you look at these people that are on city council now that continue to neglect us, they got deep pockets. They got really deep pockets, but it doesn't mean that we are not able to win. If we as a community unite, we can actually make a real difference and change what is going on right now in our city. But I need your help. I'm not able to do it alone. So please go to my website, donate whatever you can. We're trying to raise $500 today. And if you can donate $250, or if you could donate the whole 500 or more, that would be fantastic. But even if it's only $25, that's awesome. Every little bit helps. And the more people that donate, the more we can do, and the more we can get more people active to address the issues that we have in our community. I look at the crime situation and the complete lack of, I guess you would say, identification of it as probably the biggest issue in our city. How do we have like 5 people stabbed and like 6 people shot in one day and it not be a big thing for city council? We're just supposed to go, ho hum, that's okay. That's normal. That's not normal, and nor is it okay. And the biggest concern in relation to that is that it sends the wrong message, because we're not locking up criminals. Criminals just run amok. They do whatever they want. And other people see that, especially the youth. That's why we have such a big issue with the youth. The youth see that there are no consequences, so they do whatever they want. And that's no good. If you guys want to have a conversation about anything going on in Rochester right now, or you'd like to hear some solutions on a certain issue, or you'd like to voice your concerns on a certain issue, drop a comment, let me know, join in this conversation. Let's do this together, because the only way that we're going to make a difference together is if we unite together. So drop a comment, hit the heart button, hit the share button. I see quite a few of you are watching right now. Hit the share and hit the retweet. Doesn't cost you a thing. So as we talk about these issues, with there being a lack of discipline here locally, and a lack of, honestly, let's be real. It's not just discipline, right? It's consequences and accountability. A lot of people run on accountability, but there isn't any accountability. They don't have any accountability for themselves. They don't have any accountability for our local agencies. There are absolutely zero accountability for the nonprofits that are getting our funds. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So if you have a comment that you want to drop the comment, even if it's just a smiley face or a thumbs up or a hi, to let me know that you're watching. And every comment you drop helps kick the algorithm to get it out to more people. Now, as we have this conversation, oh, looks like we got a comment coming in. Let's see. Eugene says, mental health crisis is an open air drug market and decaying infrastructure. Man, that's a lot right there. Let's try to dig into that. We'll start with the first part of the mental health crisis. So there are two aspects to the mental health crisis that I see as being the most serious things that need to be addressed immediately. The number one issue is the fact that they've closed down all of the mental institutions. So we don't have any mental institutions, and we've already seen in our city where there have been a number of people who have had family members that have had tragic interactions with law enforcement because they're not able to care for their mentally imbalanced family members, or those who, I guess you would say, have very serious behavioral issues. But we can't talk about that. And I do believe that the mental health issue and the behavioral health issue are very much so not separated from each other. The behavioral health issue is much more serious than the mental health issue. What happens is, and I'll give you an example with the school system, is they falsely, and I think honestly intentionally, label our children and label the youth with mental health issues when really it's behavioral health issues. Honestly, they need to work on that. And I'm going to say it like it is. I believe that they should bring back spankings. Honestly. Like, are we being serious right now? The lack of discipline in the home is the biggest problem, and that's been brought on by too much of big daddy government telling you that you are not able to discipline your kids. And I know that some of you are going to be like, well, you shouldn't spank your kids. Listen, it's worked for every culture for generations throughout the history of humanity. For you to tell me that now all of a sudden magically spankings don't work anymore, that sounds crazy. And that's neglectful of all of human history. Physical discipline and corporal punishment are a very core integral fact to life as far as humanity goes. Now, here's a real serious issue. It's not just that that's necessary. Like, I share an affinity with people that are like, oh, well, don't beat your kids. I don't agree, but there are other ways of having discipline as well. But we're seeing no discipline. And there's no structure. And the structure is very important to the conversation that we need to have, because there's a lot of lack of structure in a lot of households now, which again has been pushed by the government because big daddy government wants to be in charge of everything. So they've done everything that they can, and now bringing it back specifically to our city, they've done everything that they can to deindustrialize our city, which has taken a lot of manufacturing jobs and a lot of factory jobs out of our city. We used to have places like French's, the mustard people. We used to have many other manufacturing places in our city, in the actual city, but all of those are gone because of the way that the government works. They wanted to deindustrialize the city center so that they can take the jobs out of the city center of the city, largely to disenfranchise the urban populace. And this also happened under the whole guise of, what do you call it? The Great Society Project under Lyndon B. Johnson. Please hit the share button, get this message out there, and let's have a conversation. Drop your comments and concerns and what you'd like me to talk about in the comments, and we'll bring your comment up and we'll talk about it. So as we continue, you look at the city center and all the jobs that are gone. Then we've got to focus on bringing jobs here from giant corporations that we don't have the tooled, I guess you would say, we just don't have the skilled labor or even unskilled labor. We don't have the people that are tooled and trained for those specific positions, which is something that we can definitely address on the city council side. But the city council doesn't care to do that. And that's a very, very, very serious thing. And I issue a stern rebuke against that. We need to focus on those things, because we know that when people have a higher quality of living and they're able to actually make more money and get better paying jobs, they can see opportunity in their future. And that leads to lower crime and less crime. But the problem is, in our city, instead of trying to do anything about that, they'd rather push everybody out of the city that makes less than $250,000 a year. but we need to have that serious conversation. Look up the city, was it the 2035 project that they're doing right now? I forget what year it is, 2035, 2034. I think it's 2034. But look that project up. I used to have the whole document. It's like 500 pages. I had it printed out, but it's crazy. It's basically the plan to dispossess all of the people in the city under $250,000 and push them all out to God knows where. And the city council doesn't care as long as they bring in more people with more wealth to our city. And that's a serious issue because it's completely disregarding all of the citizens here, especially those that they're supposed to represent. And that's unacceptable. Go to my website real quick. Make sure you volunteer or donate. We're working on raising $500 tonight. Please donate whatever you can, whether it's $100 or $25 or even $250. You can donate whatever you can. Up to $5,000 is the limit of donations that we can accept from one person or business. Please donate. Takes less than 2 minutes to do, and sign up to volunteer, because the only way we're going to move our city forward and make a better situation in life for everybody is to actually unite and get active and support. I need your support. A campaign, unfortunately, does not run on well wishes, and I wish that it did, because if it ran on well wishes, we'd already have this thing won. But this is why I need your donations, because we have to buy materials like the cards that we need to actually get out the message and show people why we're running and give them the information. We need that to get on the radio and to do advertisements and to get radio spots on the radio and stuff like that. Unfortunately, none of that is free. It all costs, and I could use your help. So please donate whatever you can. Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. Donating takes less than 2 minutes. You can also sign up to volunteer on there. I appreciate you guys. And if you would like to share that you donated, after you donate, drop a comment that says that you donated, and I'll pop it up on the screen and encourage others to match your donation. And if you want to join this conversation, drop a comment in there. Let's get back to it. So also hit the like and hit the share button. I see a lot of you guys watching. Not all the likes as many of the people is watching. So hit that heart button, hit that thumbs up button, and definitely hit the retweet and share button. So let's finish this conversation in relation to the mental and behavioral health. So there's a lack of structure in our educational system. There used to be a saying that a hard head makes a soft behind, you know. I didn't want to say it the way that people really say it, but yeah, that used to be a saying. And they also used to have the saying, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Well, right now, because there's a lack of structure and there's a lack of accountability, we've got people just running around, getting away with everything, and it's impacting every facet of our community. It's impacting public safety, it's impacting businesses, it's impacting education, and we need to have these serious conversations. In the schools, there's no structure. There's more drugs and debauchery in school than there has ever been. They don't even talk about it. The real reason why they want to get rid of cell phones in schools is not so that they'll learn. It's so that the parents and the community will not see the insanity that's going on inside our schools, so that people will not see the violence going on inside our schools, so people will not see the drug use that's going on inside our school. And most assuredly, so people will not see the horrible stuff that the state is trying to push to teach inside our schools. And if we don't have these serious conversations, they're going to completely continue to mislead us. You know, Malcolm X said, don't let your enemies teach your children. The government is the enemy of the people. Like, this is for real, for real. The government is the enemy of the people. And we as a community need to start to unite and stand together. Join the movement, go on my website, sign up to volunteer, and definitely donate, because I could use your help. The only way to make this happen, to make a real change in our city, is for us to come together and push to make a difference. And I'm working hard to make this happen. If you help me, if you sign up, if you volunteer, donate, whatever you can do, it's going to help us move the needle and change the direction of our city. Because right now, for the vast majority of people, it's not looking very positive. And if you look at the middle class in our city and those in poverty in our city, the circumstances are getting worse and worse. So I want to touch on a couple of things, and we'll get to the housing issue in a moment. But if you want to have a conversation about a specific thing, drop a comment in the comments and we'll bring that up on the screen. We'll talk about it and we can continue this conversation together. There was another part of Eugene's comment, and I want to address those issues too. I think he had two more questions. Let's see. He said, the open air drug market and the decaying infrastructure. It's so disgusting, it makes me want to spit. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, the drugs, right? So I'll talk about the drugs and the guns at the same time. So me, I'm a very strong advocate for self-defense. I believe that you should be able to protect yourself. I believe that you should be able to carry wherever you can to make sure that you can protect yourself, because we know right now that the 911 center is extremely overburdened. They're actually hiring. So if you're interested, sign up for the emergency service center. They're hiring, but they're working like 18 hours a day, 16, 18 hours a day, 6 days on end. It's crazy right now. So you're lucky if you get somebody to answer, okay, more or less, then they have to dispatch somebody by the police. Time the police get there, who knows what could have happened, right? And that's if they answer immediately and if they respond immediately. Because we've known very long for the last couple of years, because of the limited amount of police that we have, because the city council just scared all the police away and made it so that they can't really do any policing. And they've just talked so badly about them and tried to make public safety like it's not an issue, and even defunded the police. They'll try to tell you that they didn't defund the police. But if you take $5 million away from a budget, that is defunding it. They didn't completely defund it. So that's what they want to say. Oh, well, we didn't defund it, which means that they didn't abolish it. They like to play these language word games, and I'm not with it. Don't play in my face. You know what I'm saying? What they say, don't take a piss and tell me it's raining. But that's how city council does. They play games in our face like it's nothing. So I believe that people should be able to defend themselves, their family, and their business. And we need to have laws in our city that are more friendly to people being able to defend themselves. But also, in tandem with that, look at all of the firearms that the people are getting. They'll try to say, oh, well, we need to stop people from having guns. What do you mean? What do you mean? I think that people need to have more access to firearms, because the criminals have access to firearms all over the place. They got weaponry that the military has. Where'd they get it from? Not in New York State, when they make it so that you have to have a top loading rifle, which is retarded. Okay. Are we having a real serious conversation here or what? They're not getting these weapons from in New York State. You know where they're getting them from? The same place the drugs is coming from, the government. And people want to act like the guns and the drugs ain't, like we don't know where they're coming from. You mean to tell me that the government doesn't know where they're coming from? When the government has a history of running guns and drugs inside our country, we're not going to play like that. We're not going to play like that. It's big business. So it continues on. They're making money off of our despair. And that's a very serious issue, because despair is the devil's playground, and that they know that it's easy to steal somebody's meager possessions when they fill them full of terror. This is a serious issue because of the drugs, because of the violence, because of the crime. Not only are the drug issues overburdening our healthcare system, how many people have died in an overdose in the RTS Transit Center this month? I wonder. 8, 10, 20. Who actually knows? Because they never put that on the TV. They never put how many people overdose in the bus station on the TV. And it happens regularly. I was there one day, 2 people overdosed the same day. 3 people actually overdosed. 2 of them died the same day. Right? Like, this is something that's happening all the time. You talk to somebody that works there and stuff like that, they'll let you know. But they don't put it on the TV. How come we're not hearing about this stuff? Because it's the seedy underbelly of our city, which they just try to sweep away like it's not happening. And then we don't see the bigger issues and the bigger things that are going on. You know, they try to tell you that, oh, what does the mayor like to say? Even the governor came here the other day. Crime is down. Who are you lying to? Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face as a citizen, and you're supposed to be our representatives. Like, don't do that. That's despicable. And I could say that that's dishonorable if I thought that any of them had any honor. Let's be honest and let's be real. You know, and this is the thing. They've forgotten us, and they've forgotten that they're supposed to represent us. They're our representatives. They're supposed to represent us. Now, real quick, go on my website and donate. Donate, volunteer. Takes less than 2 minutes to donate. Okay. And we're working on raising $500 tonight so that we can get some more materials and do some more advertising. You guys, I need your support. The people that are in these offices right now are well funded and well backed, but whatever you can do, $50, $100, $250, even if it's just 10, or if you can donate 1,000, whatever you can do helps move the needle, because I'm not able to do this alone. I need your help. I need your help. And I don't even like asking for money, you guys. Like, it's really frustrating for me as a grown man to ask other people for money, right? Like, that's kind of like asking for help. And as grown men know, we don't like to ask for help. But I'm here. I'm imploring you because I want to make sure that I can make a difference for all of us, not just for myself. So go to my website, Marcus, the number 4rochester.com, donate, join the movement, and let's make a difference together. Drop a comment in the comments, and I'll do my best to pop it up on the screen. Become part of the conversation, and let's make this happen together. If you want to talk about anything specifically, drop the comment in there, and I'll do my best to pop it up on screen. Even if you just want to say, hey, Marcus, I'm watching, or hi, drop that comment in there, because it kicks the algorithm to get it out to more people. Now, let's jump back into this and the drugs in the community, right? So with all of these drugs flowing in our community, we know that there have been a number of psychosis incidents because of the drugs in our community. So people are like, mental health, mental health. Well, we do have people that are crazy and they need long-term care, which we don't talk about. Okay, we don't talk about structuring a long-term care facility, which traditionally the county or the state would have done. And we need to advocate that for that from the city council to the county and the state. But that'd be too much like right, you know, and that'd be too much like a real solution. So none of them want to say anything about it because they're making money off of the people's misery. And that's not okay to me. It's not okay at all. So we see all of these drugs. It's causing more mental health issues, especially in the homeless. And I was talking to a guy the other day that's homeless, and he was like, man, he's like, we're losing people out here every single day because of the drugs, and it's terrible. And he was telling me a story about how he had overdosed on some drugs that he thought was just marijuana, you know? And I was like, man, that's crazy. You know, and if you smoke, you know, many people will be like, you can't smoke off of other people because you never know what's in there. But now the stuff that's in there, you know, people don't even know that's in there. And many of these marijuana shops have unregulated marijuana that's many times tainted with things. Okay. Or like the people on the street, and they don't know what's in it. You know, they didn't grow it. So they give it out, and then people end up overdosing and stuff like that. Then you've got all these other newfangled drugs that nobody even really knows what it is. Let's see. Eugene says, let's make it happen. Yes, Eugene, I appreciate you very much. So, yeah, hit the heart button, hit the share. I want to see those hearts and shares. Get them up there and drop a comment in the comments, and we'll make this happen together. So as we continue with this serious conversation, these drugs are out of control. And you mean to tell me that they're not putting people in jail for selling these drugs? You know, and I had a conversation with one of you guys. Like, these people are whacked out. Like, I had a conversation with one of the city council people, and they were like, yeah, well, we don't want to put drug dealers in jail because it'll put a whole bunch of black people in jail. I tell you what I said in my head when I heard them say that, but I think that they pull my video off of the internet if I said what I said in my head. You know, I was like, you know, that is the largest amount of Boulder Dash that I have ever heard in my life. You know, like, oh, they're going to lock black men up for selling drugs. Well, are they selling the drugs in the white communities or in the black communities? Somebody got to tell me. Tell the truth, shame the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we being real right now? We had a very serious drug bust a couple of years ago around the corner from me where they were selling crack. Ended up that the previous mayor's husband was working with that group to sell crack in my neighborhood. That's crazy. Man, you want to spit. It's ridiculous. But we got the same stuff still going on. It's just different people in charge now. And you mean to tell me nobody in the city government knows what's going on? And here's the real big deal. A lot of this stuff out here is hard drugs. In my neighborhood, I have never, this is so serious right now. I'm gonna be real serious with you guys. In my neighborhood, I have never seen so many drug addicted white young men. Where'd they come from? They don't even live in my neighborhood. I don't know. We don't even have a lot of white young men in our neighborhood to be addicted to drugs. Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? Not the city. Not this part of the city, at least. So they must be coming from somewhere. And then the question is, why are they coming here? You know, but we can't address those issues. You think that they want to lock up the criminals? No, they don't want to lock up the criminals. They'll tell you straight to your face that they don't want to lock up the criminals. How does that make it safe for our children? You go down to the park, you see all types of needles. The parks are unkept, but they constantly throwing around money. Oh, we got this money for that. We got this money for this. You know, we got money for a skate park. Nobody asked you for a skate park. Excuse this next statement because it's hyperbole, but it's also serious at the same time. Black people do not skate in the numbers that are needed to fill up that skate park. You understand what I'm saying? How much that skate park cost us? 5, 10, what we end up spending? Because it was different. If it was different tiers of it, I think we ended up spending like $13 million. Maybe it even went up to 21 million. I can't even remember anymore. For a skate park, for some freaking concrete. You understand what I'm saying? That nobody asked for. We didn't ask for that. We didn't need that. We need our actual parks fixed. You know, you go down, you look at Troop Street or some of the parks over in the barrio over there. Trash. Okay, many of our parks look like that. Even some of the ones in Beechwood. You understand what I'm saying? Maplewood. Trash. How are kids supposed to play outside? You want to invest money in the skate park because it's in the central business district where you're putting all the high cost housing. Make it make sense to me. Who is the real priority of our city? As you can hear the sirens going around in the background. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a common occurrence. It's a common occurrence, far too common. Because there's always something going on. But we need to address these issues, and nobody really wants to address these issues. You guys, make sure that you hit the share button, hit the heart button, and drop a comment in the conversation if you want to talk about a specific thing or even just say hi. Okay? I'm going to try to pop your comment up on the screen. But this is serious, and I need your help to fight for our community. So please go to my website. We're working on raising $500 this evening. So donate whatever you can. Marcus, the number 4Rochester.com. And that's it. It's real simple. If we don't join together, we're going to fall apart. And that's that simple. You know, I should put that. That's a tweet. That's a good tweet. I'm going to tweet that. If we don't join together, we're going to fall apart. That's a good tweet. Okay. But it's a fact. It's a fact. That's a serious thing right now. I like that quote. I'm going to put that on a quote. If we don't join together, we're going to fall apart. So it's a serious thing. This is exactly what's happening. Our city is falling apart. Our communities are falling apart. Everything's being ripped asunder because we're not uniting on the serious issues. Like if the number one issue is crime and public safety, where are the rallies? Where are the people that are willing to protest? If you're tired of this insanity, go on my website and volunteer, because I'm not I'm not with this. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to push back against this. I'm going to demand action as I already do. And I'm going to continue to advocate for our community because nobody else is doing it. Nobody's out here doing it. Why? You know, this is a very serious thing. They're not out there speaking up for us, and they're supposed to be our elected representatives. How dare they? The audacity. And then a number of them are running for re-election. Listen, I ain't even getting into that yet because I still got to address another part of this conversation. Eugene says, nobody asked you for a skate park. Nobody asked for that. Nobody asked for that. Like 5 people? Like who asked for that? Like it's ridiculous. But it's their priorities over the priorities of our citizens. Now, and I'm not even going to get into the other ridiculous priorities. Okay, the nonsense and the money that they're spending, because you have to start when you start asking about how much things start costing, you got to start asking where'd the money actually go to. Now we're talking about deteriorating infrastructure, like Eugene had brought up. Deteriorating infrastructure was the last part he had brought up. Okay, and as we talk about that, make sure you drop a comment. We'll bring up a conversation and have a conversation about what you want to talk about and possible solutions that you might be interested in hearing, and how it relates to city council or what city council can do. Make sure you drop the comment. And even if it's just a thumbs up or a hi, I'm listening, do that. And make sure that you hit retweet or share. It doesn't cost you $1 or a penny. Just hit that share button, hit that retweet button, and help get this out to more people. And hit the hearts and the thumbs up. I see a lot of y'all watching, but we need more of them hearts and thumbs up. All right, let's get back to it. The decaying infrastructure. Man, listen here. So disgusting to make you want to spit, man. Listen, it's crazy. Drink water, stay hydrated. In our city, we look at things like the airport. They spent tens of millions of dollars on the airport, renovating the airport, like 3 or 4 times. Like every time I turn on the TV, at least once a year, they're like, we just put $15 million into renovating the airport. For what? What are you renovating? We got less flights now than ever. It looks pretty for nothing. It wasn't looking bad before. Why did you need to put that money in that if that's infrastructure money? Could we not have found a better way to spend that money? Could we not have asked for it to be reallocated to a different infrastructure project? I have questions, but a lot of people that are in office, when they get in office, they have these pet projects that they give to these developers and these contractors that are really ones that are funding their campaigns, and they forget all about the actual needs of our citizens. Wasn't nothing wrong with the airport. For the last 3 years, like $15 million here, $10 million here, all of this nonsense. It's disgusting. Makes me want to spit. It's so frustrating. These are the things that we are facing when the roads themselves, like you want to talk about infrastructure, the roads are trash. The bridges are trash. Okay? Like, and me calling them trash is generous. That's generous. Like the bridge not too far from here, like part of it fell on somebody's car, bro. How you driving under the bridge and some part of it falls on your car? What are we doing as a city? Like what? Like who? Like, is this a prank? Is there a hidden camera somewhere? Are they watching us? Is there a TV channel that's dedicated to the horrible nonsense that goes on in Rochester? Is our city some sort of a comedy to our elected officials? We got bridges falling on people's cars, pieces of bridges. You look at the bridges, they're all worn out. They're all decrepit. Okay, they got one that they're fixing up that's not too far from me finally, after it was cracking, looked like it had got hit by a nuclear attack or something. Like it's ridiculous. The infrastructure in our city is straight trash. And don't even get me started on the water infrastructure. Let me ask you a question. In your neighborhood, how many of your drains on the curbs actually drain? Let's talk about that. How many of the drains in your neighborhood actually drain the water down there? Or when it rains, do you have huge puddles and even small lakes in your neighborhood? Does city council not see them? Is this something that is not real to them? Do they not see this happening? And I talk about that because that's part of our water infrastructure. And I talk about the water infrastructure and the importance of its upkeep and maintenance regularly. And nobody wants to talk about it on city council. So you really got to make it make sense to me, y'all. Make it make sense to me. It's completely neglectful. Completely neglectful. It's neglectful, it's disrespectful, and it just shows you that they really don't care. Okay? Now hit the like button, hit the heart button, and we are working on raising $500 tonight. Please go on my website right now, donate. Donate whatever you can, whether it's $100, whether it's $50, whether it's even $10 or maybe more. Donate whatever you can on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com, because campaigns don't run off of pixie dust and good thoughts. I need your help. I'm fighting for our community. I'm fighting for our future. Join me. Donate on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. Let's get back into it, talking about this infrastructure fiasco that we have in our city. That's ridiculous. So as we see, the roads are terrible, right? We could talk about the roads and how everything continues to be broken down, because Lord forbid that they'd actually fix the roads the right way the first time. Lord forbid we can even talk about that, and now because it's election season, they're trying to act like they're out there doing something. And I don't have any issues with the people that are doing the repairs on the road. It's the actual issues are the people that are structuring the projects, because we can't talk about that. They don't want to talk about that because the structure of what's going on right now is terrible. They're using the same techniques that they've been using for decades. And has it been working out? Have we been able to maintain our actual roads or quality of life? You go and you hit a bump, hit a speed bump, axles tore up, need a new tire rotation, tires tore up. And who does that impact the most? The working class people. Do they actually care? No, because why would they actually care? That'd be too much like right. They don't care. And that's how you know that they prioritize everything else but us, because everybody experiences those issues with the roads. It's not like city council, like I like to say, it's not like they fly on helicopters to get to City Hall. Why are the roads like this consistently? How much of your money is being spent on these roads every single year? Now, the roads are supposed to last 10 years. Do the roads in your neighborhood last 10 years or no? You know what I'm saying? Like, can we have that serious conversation? No, because they don't really want to. Because if we actually started holding people accountable, well then, there would be accountability, and that would be too much like right. Because we deserve better. And they know that we deserve better, but they continue to get away with giving us just enough to keep us from snatching them out of office physically. I don't know. You guys, I'll tell you this. I see these, I'm not a big fan of these anti-American terrorist jihadists that be parading around our city, but I'll tell you what, they show up. Where's everybody else? They stand up for what they believe in. Where's everybody else? I'm not talking about anything that everybody doesn't know. I'm talking about the crime. Where's everybody to stand up on that? I encourage you, go to my website, join the movement, volunteer. Nothing is going to change until we unite together to stand up. It only takes like 2 minutes to sign up to volunteer, and it takes less time to donate. Go on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. Sign up to volunteer and donate. I need your help. I'm not able to do it alone. We got to do it together. I'm working to fight to represent you and our community and our future that continues to be stolen away by elected officials who care more about their own pockets and their own benefactors than they do about us. And that's a whole fact. Drop a comment in the comments if you want to join in the conversation, and we can talk about anything here local that you'd like to talk about and that you'd like me to address the issues on. We can, even if you just want to hit a thumbs up or a heart in the comments to share, that's fantastic. And make sure you share this out and hit the retweet button. I see many of you watching on X. Hit that retweet button. It don't cost you a thing. Hit retweet real quick. Take 2 seconds and hit the heart and the thumbs up. Now let's get back to it. Talk about the infrastructure, right? So we're out here talking about the infrastructure. Drink water, stay hydrated. We're out here talking about the infrastructure, which is all tore up. Bridges tore up, roads tore up. Now let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the water infrastructure. I want to talk about this because I think it's so important. The utmost important. You know, right now, the infrastructure is straight trash for the water. And make you want to spit. It's so terrible that I am very concerned about the runoff into the lake. You guys know how in Lake Ontario over here, which is weird, right? Because we have the Erie Canal, but it's Lake Ontario. That's kind of weird. But in the lake, we have these algae blooms. You know what causes the algae blooms? Poo-poo in the water. So that means that the poo water is going right into the lake. That's what causes the algae blooms. Can we ever talk about that? So it's starting to get warmer. They're going to open up the beach. I don't ever go in that water. I don't need to go into poo-poo water. I'm not about to do that. That's crazy. Poo-poo water. That's why we always have these algae blooms. Then on top of that, you know, they used to have it where you can only eat 1 fish out of the lake a year. Just a couple years ago, they added it to 2 fish a year. And it's not because there aren't enough fish in there. It's because you might die. And I laugh to keep from crying because that's insane. But that shows you how polluted the water is here locally. You know, and then they'll say, oh, well, the water quality that we have is better in most places in the country. What does that mean? So are we the best out of the whole garbage heap? Like, what is it? Like, what is your qualification for that? You know what I'm saying? The least of the baddest of the worst? Like, what is that? What are your standards? You understand what I'm saying? We're not getting Swiss Alpine water out of our tap faucet. So what are you using to grade this? Well, we're better than other places. It's still trash. The water is still trash. Yeah, we're a lot better than a lot of places, but the water's still not good. You still need a water filter. You still need a reverse osmosis filter processing. You still need a giant deionizer in there. Like, are we being serious? Are we having the real conversations because of all of the sediment, all of the buildup, all of the calcification in the pipes and stuff like that? Are we having a real conversation about that? No, because that'd be too much like right. That'd be too much like right. Let me tell you something. I'm going to drop a little bit of knowledge on you guys. You can go look this up. This is crazy. I found this out, and now I got to share it with everybody. So I went to public schools here in Rochester when I was little. And I always used to like to drink the water from the tap, okay? Because it would always, not the tap, but the water fountains, you know? So in the water fountains, the water would always taste sweet. You know, well, why does water taste sweet? And it wasn't until years later that I learned that water tastes sweet when it's in lead. I said, okay, that makes sense. Because we had a lot of lead pipes here. You know, you hear about the lead pipes. Oh, the lead pipes, the lead pipes, the lead pipes. But for years, they've been telling you that it's because of the property owners and it's because of the lead paint chips. I ain't never seen a little kid eat lead paint chips. Never. They put a lot of things in their mouth. I ain't never seen kids eat paint chips. And you'd have to eat a lot of paint chips to get lead poisoning. Like, we're not being serious here. So I thought about it and I looked into it about a month or two ago. I said, it just dawned on me. Something out of the air dawned on me. And I was like, what happens with fluoride in lead pipes? So I started doing research. So I started researching. And there was a research document that they had come up from. It was the NIH. I wish I had the link here to pop it up on the screen. But there was a document from the NIH, and it was the effect of fluoridization on calcification and lead in the human body. So what they found out was that where we have lead pipes and we have fluoride in the water, it increases the absorption of lead and increases the calcification of human tissue. I said, oh my Lord. I said, this is a government document. This is on the NIH website. You can go look this up. And I said, oh my Lord. I said, this is crazy. So now we know what's been happening with the children. It was never the paint chips. It was the fluoride in the water. And I'll tell you exactly how I came to this conclusion. Because I was watching a video about the Romans. As men do, we think about the Romans. No, that's a joke, but it's serious too. But I was watching a documentary on the Romans and how they used to cook out of the lead pot and put the lead makeup in their lead in their makeup and all types of stuff. And I was like, well, why weren't they just dropping dead of lead poisoning, you know? And they're like, well, some people would go crazy and stuff like that. And I'm like, but shouldn't it have been more people that went crazy? Like, shouldn't people have more ill health impacts if they were using lead? Why? What was the difference? Why wasn't it happening back then? Because all of their pipes were made from lead. Some of them are still being used right now. So if all of their pipes were used for lead, and we're talking about millions and millions of people, how come everybody wasn't crazy? Like, what is the difference? So I said, you know what the difference is? Their water didn't have fluoride in it. So it took me on a journey on the internet to find research documents in relation to fluoride and lead and what impacts it has on absorption in the human body. Come to find out, that was the whole thing the whole time. So they've been playing us the whole time. They like, look over here when really it's over here. You know, but that's exactly what our local government does. And that's why we need to return the focus of our local government on the people. Our government right now does not care about us as citizens, and we deserve more. And that's why I'm running, and that's why I'm fighting so hard, you guys. Now is the time for us to stand up and unite. We can do this. We can make a real difference, but I need your help. Go on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com, and go donate real quick. Not even a lot, $10, $25, $50, whatever you can. We're working on raising $500 this evening so that we can get some more materials and do a little bit of advertising to help get the word out. Hit the heart button, hit the share button, and it don't take you nothing if you're watching on X to hit the little retweet button. It takes like less than 2 seconds. So I need your help, because the only way we're going to be able to do this is if we do it together. And campaigns don't run on air. I need your assistance. And I don't want to have to ask you guys for assistance, but you look at the people that are in office right now, they're very well backed. And if you believe that there could be a possible brighter future for our city and for our area, donate. You don't even have to be local. You could be living in California. Okay. You could live in Texas. Donate. Go online. If you're watching this video, go online. It's like 60 of you right now. If each of you dropped $50 in there, we'd be well over our goal. If you drop $25, we'd be well over our goal. If every person watching this right now dropped $10, we would be at goal. Like, this is serious. So the more people that are watching, the more we need that assistance from you guys. If just 10 of you guys dropped $100, we'd be over our goal. But I need your help. Please go on my website, donate. Takes less than 2 minutes. Marcus, the number 4Rochester.com. That's Marcus, the number 4Rochester.com. Everybody likes to complain about the government is corrupt. Everybody likes to complain about the government isn't addressing their issues. Everybody likes to complain about the government is trash. Here is your chance. Help me make a difference. Go on my website, donate whatever you can. Okay. Marcus, the number 4Rochester.com. That's Marcus, the number 4Rochester.com. And if you guys want to be part of the conversation, drop a comment and I'll do my best to pop it up and we can talk about whatever issue you have here locally or any issue you'd like to hear my thoughts on in relation to local politics, because this stuff that we have going on is serious. Now, in a second, we're going to get into housing. And man, that is a very serious topic, because I got something to talk about tonight. Woo, boy, child. So discussing it makes you want to spit. So now, just today, and I hit the share button and drop a comment, even if it's just to say, hey, I'm listening, I love you, whatever, or thumbs up or a smiley face in the comment. Every comment helps kick the algorithm to get it out to more people. So today, the city announced a grand project that they just finished. 53 brand new units well, I think 18 of them were rehabilitated, but it doesn't matter. 53 new units ready to be occupied. And it only costs us 53 million, or was it 57? $57 million. That's amazing. But when you start to listen to it, you start to do some math. Well, excuse me, it was $27 million. $27 million. And you do the math into 53 units, that's $510,000 a unit. You know what I'm saying? 509,000 and some change. But $510,000 per unit. You could buy one of the houses in the nicest neighborhoods in our community. You talking about you made some little ticky-tacky cell boxes and they're $500,000 a unit? Whose face are you playing in? And this is what I'm talking about. Them keep playing in our face. Who did those contracts go to? How many of them contractors is putting money in your pocket? How many of the developers put money in your pocket? How many of the architecture firms is putting money in your pocket? How in the world you telling me that one of these ticky-tacky boxes that looks like it's so cheap that it could be blown away with a leaf blower, okay? I mean, I'm talking about, it looked like the walls are paper thin. The cabinetry looks like cardboard boxes. And you telling me it's a $500,000 a unit? Stop playing in my face. Let's break that down. If you look at the number of houses in our city, even though the prices are really, really getting inflated right now, you could still buy a ton of houses that are in decent condition, like real livable condition, for $100,000. For $100,000. You can buy 5 houses for what you paid for 1 unit. Like, what's the ridiculousness here? Can we really have that conversation? No, because they just spend our money all type of crazy. Please go on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. Donate to my campaign, Marcus4Rochester, and do whatever you can, whether it's $10, $25. Just drop some cash in there because we need it to actually push this campaign forward. So city council is out here spending your money, $500,000 for 1 unit that they're calling low cost. So wait a second, you spent $500,000 a unit on a small box that looks trash. And then you're going to tell me that you're going to have people pay for this? When in theory, you can just buy a house for that price and give it to them. And I'm not encouraging that, but I'm saying it will be more effective. Now you're talking about you're going to charge, we're only charging $1,000 a month for these ridiculous trash places. Who benefits, right? In legal language, they say cui bono. Who benefits? Who benefits? Not the citizens, not the taxpayers. Y'all out here wasting our money. Y'all out here wasting our money. Now, if you want a real solution to that, the real solution would have been to take it. Maybe we buy a house for $100,000 and then we work with some of these people that we have out here that are doing youth trades programs, have them fix the house up the rest of the way. You know what I'm saying? But you could buy a house for $60,000 in a city that's run down and fix it up real nice for another $40,000. Like, whose face are we playing in? Like, we're not being serious with our cost benefit analysis. And then we need to train the kids to have better options for trades and stuff like that. And we can work both of those at the same angle. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're playing ourselves. Then I saw in the news today, also, they got this guy that I don't know if it's a guy or company, right? Company that's from New Jersey that they got a whole, I guess they got a whole bunch of houses. They didn't say how many houses, but they're charging them fines of about $200,000 a day. Now, I said, wait a second. First of all, if it was me and they're from New Jersey, I'm not letting them buy up all these properties. That sounds crazy. That's number one. We need to focus on getting our own people into homes here locally. Okay. But they're not working on anything to stop that from happening. They talk about it, but they don't be about it. Can't stand nobody. Don't talk about it, be about it. Okay. This is a very serious concern. Now the cities, and they're putting this out there like they're so great. And they're like, we're charging them all this money because they don't have any certificate of occupancy. Well, how did they buy the properties to begin with? They just bought them out of thin air? No, you knew they were buying them, but you didn't. They got however many properties they got, and you didn't say anything about them buying up all them properties. And I'm not saying that they should be stopped from buying them up when they were buying them up, but I'm saying that you knew that they were doing that to begin with. Now you're trying to steal their properties. That's theft. Huh. You stealing. Why are you stealing? You're like, oh, we're charging them $2,000 in fines a day. $200,000 in fines a day. I'm sure that if they were able to have that money to pay those fines, that they could fix up the properties and get a C of O. The math ain't mathing, y'all. The math ain't mathing. So what they going to do? Steal the properties from them and then sell it off to some other developer that's their cousin or their friend or been donating to their campaigns? Are we having real serious conversations here or what? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know a lot of y'all out there. I need you guys to support so we can actually bring some stability to our city and address some of the real issues that we got going on in our city. I need your help, man. I don't know what to tell you. I don't honestly know what to tell you. We need to stand up as a community. I'm not able to do it alone. Go on my website, volunteer, donate. We're working on raising $500 this evening. There's over 60 people watching right now. If each one of you donated $10, we will be above our goal. So I know a lot of people talk and they say, oh, well, I want to see a difference. I want to see a change. Put your money where your mouth is. Go to my website, donate, whatever you can do. Marcus, the number 4rochester.com. Because I don't know who you guys think is going to come out the sky and save us. Ain't nobody coming. Here I am fighting for our community. I'm asking you to donate to the campaign. Do what you can. I don't want to have to ask you for money, but I want to make sure that this campaign is successful, that we can actually make a difference. Help me, help us. And you don't have to be local to donate. You can be in Houston and donate. You can be in Milwaukee and donate. You can be in Cincinnati and donate. Wherever you're from, as long as you're in the United States, you can donate. Okay? Go on my website right now, real quick, takes less than 2 minutes, donate. Marcus, the number 4rochester.com. Because if you think that anything's going to change without you putting an effort in, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm out here doing every single thing that I can to make it happen, but I need your help. I'm not able to do it alone. And I hate to feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but campaigns don't run on well wishes. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. I see a donation just came in right there. I appreciate that donation. If you're watching right now, I saw it. Thank you for helping us get towards our goal. If you guys do a donation and you want me to encourage other people to match it, please drop a comment in there and I'll definitely let people know, say, hey, we got good people donating, and encourage people to donate. So right now we're at $100. We would like if you guys could match some of that money and get us to 500 this evening. We're really working to make a difference. I don't know what to tell you. If we don't stand up and if we don't make a difference, then nothing's going to change. So as we have this conversation, oh, somebody sent me some information. Okay, so I've been working on this situation with the veterans locally here. Excuse me, got spit. Because these things just make me fed up so much, so much. I'm working on this thing trying to get a bus stop at the veterans clinic that's on Calkins Road, because there's no bus that goes out there, but it is an on-demand bus that you can get from. I guess it's free from RTS. They do that for the veterans, but it's not easy to get it or something. I'm not exactly sure the logistics of it, because I know that if you do it on demand a couple of days in advance, they come to your house and they'll pick you up right from there and drop you off. I'm not sure if it's a logistics issue with that or whatever, but people have been voicing that they would like a bus stop there. So I've been inquiring, and I got an email today. So in relation to that, apparently there is a program, and I'm going to read this email to you so you know. Apparently there's a program from Compeer Corps. Oh, I know those people. And that's a veterans program. I've met those people before. They're good people. And they are working with veterans that don't have reliable transportation, and they're able to make appointments with you, and then that you can get there. So that's good. They're right on Monroe Avenue, 259 Monroe Avenue, and they do have a phone number. It's 585-313-9274. That's 585-313-9274. So that's a transportation system for our vets that help veterans that don't have reliable transportation. So if you're a vet and you're watching this right now, that's a little bit of additional information that you might not have had. And I hope you can share that information that I'm sharing with you out to more people that are veterans in our community that are having issues with transportation. Oh, that's fantastic that I just got that email in. That's right. All right. And I'll read that again if you didn't catch that. For any veterans that are having issues with transportation here locally, there is a veterans program called Compeer Corp. They're actually helping vets get to different appointments and stuff like that. And it's anywhere in Monroe County. And they're located at 259 Monroe Avenue. And the phone number for them is 585-313-9274. So that's good information. Share that information, get it out. Our vets are important, and we need to make sure that the issues are addressed. So I do a lot of advocacy work, not even being in office. I really do. And I'm really working on everything that I possibly can. I don't get paid for this. Again, I'm not in office. So I advocated in the last budget for city council that the mayor was doing. And I advocated for more resources and funding for tutoring at our local rec centers. Because I'm like, why is there not enough money for tutoring at our rec centers, But that's me, because I went to Swan, I went to Boys and Girls Club. They have programs there for different types of assistance if you need tutoring. Like, I just thought that was like a normal thing that all rec centers should have, and apparently not. So I advocated for more funding for that in the mayor's budget, and I had to go back and forth with them people. I should have never had to go back and forth with them people. They're like, oh, well, that's for the school system. No, it's not for the school system, because clearly the school system has failed. Plus, city council keep giving the school system our money, even though they're failing. I got a lot to say on that, and maybe we'll get to that in a moment. But that's one of the things that I've got done locally here, not being in office. Imagine if I had the power of being in office. I'm working to make a difference, but I'm only one man out here on my own, trying to do what I can to save our community and to create opportunity to drive us forward into the future. So I appreciate you guys and your support. Please go online, donate, do what you can. Marcus the number 4 Rochester.com. We're working to raise $500 tonight. We've got $100 raised. So if you can donate, we've got $110. Somebody just donated $10. So we're at $110 this evening. We're working on raising $500 this evening. So please donate, do whatever you can. Marcus the number 4 Rochester.com. Takes less than 2 minutes to donate, and help me help our community and fight to make a difference. So I advocated for this money for the tutoring at our actual rec centers. Now, another thing that I've been pushing for the last couple of years is the downtown YMCA, okay, which is supposed to be the Young Men's Christian Association, which they're not got anything to do with Christianity anymore. And I got a lot to say about it, okay, because I'm a very stalwart Christian. I do my best to uphold all the standards, but like everybody, you know, I am a sinner and I'm working on myself. But I don't like how far that they've fallen from what they're supposed to represent. However, they had this building downtown that is a beautiful building, swimming pools, running places, exercise, all of that downtown, right downtown. And I said for years, I've been advocating for the city to buy it because it would make a great spot for us to actually have a rec center for everybody right downtown. And I've been advocating for adult recreation centers, and this is something that we don't have. Why do we not have adult recreation centers? Explain it to me like I'm 5. Like, it's very clear that adults need recreation centers too. You know, like sometimes you'll see private companies have them for the elderly, but regular grown adults need rec centers. Okay, and that could be a dual service. It could be for the youth and for the adults. It just got bought by the Rochester Regional Health for like $2.4 million. You mean the city couldn't have done that and made it for all the people in the community? Like, are you serious? Like, we could have done that and we could have got sponsorships for it, so then it wouldn't have cost us that much. You know how the Auditorium Center is now in partnership with West Here Auto. So now whenever they talk about the Auditorium Center, they're like West Here Auto Auditorium. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have done that and got a sponsor for it. Like, why couldn't we do that? But now, all as per usual, the what do you call them? The hospitals are buying up all the property. So disgusting, make you want to spit. But it's good ideas like this that keep falling on deaf ears. I've submitted suggestions to them on paper. I've sent them emails. I've talked to them in city council about this, and now it's getting bought for $2.4 million. We just sold one of the what do you call them things? What do you call it? Parking lots, not a parking lot, parking garage. There we go. We just sold one of the parking garages. You don't have that money? Where'd that money go? Oh, you sold it to the U of R and they ain't really pay you the money. Where the money? Must be the money. The money got to be there somewhere, right? The money just flew away magically. It's gone all of a sudden. You had the money. U of R just bought those garages, which we shouldn't have sold the garages to begin with. But that's more of a serious conversation. Why are you out here selling the garages? U of R didn't buy them for no reason, because you sold them off cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're out here playing in our face. They sold 2 garages, 2 of them. Like, they're making poor financial decisions for our future. Like, this is our taxpayer property. Like, are they serious? And then they charge you to get in there like an arm and a leg. Don't even get me started on that. But what are we doing? Look, you guys, I'm working to fight forward for our community. Go online, go on my website, donate. I'm not able to do this alone. I need your help. Donate whatever you can, whether it's $10 or $100. We're working on raising $500 this evening. We are at $110 right now. Please go donate. It takes less than 2 minutes. It's not a hard thing to do. Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. You do not have to be local to donate. If you are encouraged or empowered by what I'm talking about, and you just support me as being me, go to my website, Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com, and donate whatever you can. Okay, we're at $110 right now. We're working on raising $500 this evening. So please go donate. And if you guys want to join the conversation, want me to talk about a specific topic, drop a comment and whatever you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about it, and I even give solutions on many of the things that I have solutions for. Let's get back into it. Go donate. All right, and make sure you hit the share button. I see a lot of you guys watching, but not a lot of thumbs up and not a lot of hearts. So hit them heart buttons, hit the share buttons, and drop a comment, even if it's just to say hi. So let's have this conversation together. Now, these are a number of different projects. Like I said, like we should have bought the YMCA downtown and made it into a rec center for everybody in the community, especially adults, because adults need something to do, especially young adults, like basketball courts. All of this stuff is inside there. What are we retarded or something? Like, why wouldn't we do that? Like, it's right there. It's like, duh, right? Like, so, but it's these very easy, simple, evident things that are not being processed by the city, but they're good with selling away property for $1, and then they don't charge any of the buildings downtown that are that are millions of dollars buildings. They just reauthorize that they don't get charged tax. Now, hold up. What do you mean that the people that are buying these buildings and own these buildings downtown that are worth millions of dollars aren't paying into the tax part of our city? But if you're a small property owner, you got to pay taxes. If you're a homeowner, you got to pay taxes. But these people that own millions of dollars worth of property don't got to pay taxes. Tell me in the comments if you think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. And it's not even a think, it's a fact that that's not fair. That's absolutely ludicrous. If at all we're giving anybody a non-tax status or whatever, okay, it should be people that are buying homes, right? That are new homeowners, that are first-time homeowners. Why aren't we giving them tax relief? What about our people that have already owned homes? Like, if we're going to do something, it should at least be more impactful to the everyday citizen than somebody that's got millions. If they got millions of dollars to buy a building, they got the money to pay the taxes. Come on now. Who's dumb? But they think that you're stupid. And I don't think that you're stupid. I believe in you. That's why I'm fighting so hard to fix our future and to give everybody an opportunity to thrive. Donate on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. We're working on raising $500 this evening. We are at $110. Please donate. Let's see. We got a comment, and we'll get back into that conversation in a second. Let's see. Eugene says, if you had deep pockets like them, it's just competition, then the hearts and minds. Idea, project versus project. Yeah. So, but this is part of the issue, right? Like, these people, many of them are donating to these campaigns. So they're basically paying these people to get their way in government. And at the same time that they're getting their way in government, you as a citizen are losing and you're getting charged more. If you guys are in Rochester and your assessment just went up, let me know in the comments, because this is ridiculous. So your assessment goes up, so then they're like, oh well, we raised the we lowered the taxes, but we raised the assessment, so we lowered your taxes. You sound dumb. You stupid. You running game on me. Don't run game on me. It's ridiculous that they think that we don't understand what's going on. But that's the way that they treat you. They treat you like some sort of a child who doesn't know what's going on or who can't understand very basic concepts. And this is a problem because we see this happen more and more and more and more. But they won't talk about it. And it's crazy. You know what it's like? It's like chocolate rations from 1984. If you haven't read the book 1984, I encourage you to go read it before they take it out of print or start changing stuff in it. There's this one part in 1984, it's by George Orwell, and it was talking about chocolate rations and Big Brother. So Big Brother had lowered the chocolate rations to 30 grams a week, right? And the news was like, Big Brother is lowering the chocolate rations to 30 grams of chocolate a week. And then the next week, the news came on the TV and said, Big Brother is raising the chocolate rations to 20 grams a week. Well, wait, hold on. Pause. Time out. Wait a second. How did you raise it to 20 grams a week when you already lowered it to 30 grams a week? That means that you lowered it again. You're just playing with the mind of the people. And that's what happens on city council. They playing in your face. You're not about to tell me that you dropped something to 30 and then you raised it to 20. You know, like you might not be able to count that good, but you know that 20 is less than 30. You know, but this is what they do on city council. They play in your face and they tell you that it's good for you. And I'm not with it at all. Please go on my website, donate whatever you can do. $10, $50, $100, whatever you can do. You don't even have to be local to donate, but I need your help. Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. That's Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. Right now, we're working on raising $500 this evening. Right now, we are at 110. So please go donate. It only takes less than 2 minutes. Okay. Let's see. We got a comment that's not popping up on the screen. What's it says? Somebody says, I'm going to try to pull this up and see if I can pull it up this way. Let's see. It says, says that they're willing to help and volunteer, that they just signed up to volunteer. All right. Thank you very much for signing up to volunteer. I appreciate that. Let's see. We got another comment. Lisa says, make it make sense. Don't bamboozle the people. But that's what they're doing. They're bamboozling us. They're acting a raw riot fool, and they're trying to tell us that the truth is not what we see before our eyes. They're like, it's like the like, what was that movie? The with Dorothy, that was the first one, right? Yeah. It was like in The Wizard of Oz, where they were like, do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. And that's what they're like. They're like, even though you see it with your eyes, don't believe it. Don't believe what's going on. They do this with the crime all the time. The crime is crazy. The overdoses are out of control. We can't even talk about the overdoses, you know, and they don't want to talk about that. But it's important that we talk about the overdoses, but they don't want to talk about the overdoses because if they ignore it, it's not real. The same thing with the crime. If they ignore it, it's not real. So they won't even talk about it. City council won't even talk about the crime that we are facing every single day. Y'all got to make it make sense to me. But these are the serious problems that we have facing our community, and they don't want to actually address it. Hit the heart button, hit the share button, hit the like, and drop a comment, and I'll pop your comment up on the screen. Every comment helps kick the algorithm to get it out to more people. I see a lot of you guys watching. Just hit the retweet button. It don't cost you nothing. Hit the retweet button right now. Take 2 seconds. Retweet. Okay? Take 1 second. Share. You know? Share to your page. Share to your group's page. Share to your friends. Shoot it in Messenger. Okay? Get this message out there. Let's have a real conversation. And if you want to be part of the conversation and you have a comment that you'd like me to address something specifically, drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to talk about it and give you any solutions that I may have. So as we have this conversation about them continuing to play in our face, look at every single thing that's going on right now. The housing, they played in our face with that, what was it, $27 million for 53 units, which is $510,000 a unit. They outside their rabbit mind and they talk about, we're going to make it into affordable housing. No, you're not, you liar. Okay, more government subsidies. Okay, stop playing. Because at $510,000, that's bought and paid for. Okay? That's bought and paid for at $510,000. Don't play in my face. And that's the taxes for years. Stop playing. Stop playing. Ain't no way. This is a serious issue. Then we got the whole issue with the potholes, right? We're putting a new extra team because, you know, it's pothole season. Wait, stop, pause. Time out. It's pothole season. This was said by the mayor's office, okay? It's pothole season, right? And this isn't a slam on the mayor, right? But this is talking about the things that we see every single day that they don't actually want to address. It's pothole season. So we're trying to add another pothole team. Okay, cool. That's cool. But I don't want you to fix the potholes. I want you to fix the whole freaking road. Don't just fill the potholes with some tar. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, tar technology is ancient. The people in the Stone Age had it. They invented the wheel and they had tar at the same time. Come on now. Stop it. Whose face are they playing in? Drink water, stay hydrated. but they keep playing in our face, and it's so disgusting. It makes me want to spit. It's terrible, you guys. It's absolutely terrible. But these are our elected officials, and this is why we must unite and come together. Because we should not be having to deal with this. I see you made a comment, Lisa. I'm going to pop it up in a second. We should not be having to deal with this. This is crazy. But that's why I need your help. We got to unite together. Please go on my website, sign up to volunteer or donate. Please donate. We're working on raising $500 today. Please donate. We need the money so that we can actually get more literature and stuff like that, so we can actually get it out to the public. We're fighting right now to get on an independent line. So if you want to volunteer to help us collect signatures, this is what our signature petitions look like. Okay, it says independent line, and we're calling it the Community First Line. Okay, so if you want to help collect signatures from your neighbors around the area that you're in, go on my website, volunteer. I need your help, even if it's just to make phone calls. I need your help. This campaign isn't going to just magically materialize and all happen all at once. I need your help. It's up to you. If you want to make a difference, if you want to see a difference in our future, you got to join the movement. Go to my website, Marcus, the number 4 Rochester, and volunteer. Okay, and donate. Let's see. Lisa says, people want affordable housing, not relying on government-supported housing. But that's what it is. It's all about government-supported housing right now, because they want you to be in debt to the government. They want you to rely, as I say all the time, they want you to rely on Big Daddy government. We talked about that a little earlier. That's what they want. They want to be in control of every aspect of your life. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not trust anybody that tells you that we need community banking or basic income. Do not trust them. Do not trust them. Do not trust them. They are full of trash. Okay? Anybody that promotes community banking is a loon. Okay? They do not have your best interest at heart. Okay? And even if they think that it's well-meaning, it's not. Do you really? Let's break this down for a second. Do you really want the government to have more control over your money? Is that what you want? I don't want the government to have control over the money the government's got control over. So I definitely don't want them to have control over my money. I mean, I don't know about you. Let me know. Drop a comment. If you're one of those people that want the government to have more control over your money, please comment in the comments and tell me why. I'd like to have that conversation. So it's ridiculous. Now, as far as things like that go, and I'm going to give you a couple of solutions and thoughts on the matter in a second here. I need your help. Please support, donate to my campaign, Marcus, the number 4 Rochester.com. We're working on raising $500 tonight. Right now we are at $110. Please donate. Every little bit helps. Okay, it really, really helps. And share this. It doesn't cost you anything to share. Hit the share button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the heart, and drop a comment. Even if you just drop a smiley face in the comment or a thumbs up in the comment, every little bit helps. Let's make this happen together, because we deserve a brighter future. But to have a brighter future, we have to unite. And it's going to take us standing together and uniting the same way that all of these big corporations and big people pull all of their money to get what they want from the government and from the city council. I'm working hard to stand up for the people. So I need your help. Donate to my campaign, whether it's $10 or $100, maybe it's $1,000, whatever you can do. Please donate. And remember, you do not even have to be local to donate. Please donate. Marcus, the number 4 Rochester.com. Takes less than 2 minutes to do. So let's get back into it. So here's one of my solutions to the actual situation with what we're seeing with the housing and the investments in our community. Somebody's got to explain to me how, if our bond rating is so good, this is a thing, and you can look this up. The mayors are always talking about, oh, our bond rating is so great, so we can borrow more money for less. Borrow money? Why are you borrowing money? Who are you borrowing money from? Right? Like, why aren't you allowing the citizens to invest in the projects in the city? I'll tell you why. I went to the project for Bull's Head, and they're like, oh well, okay, if you want to invest in the project, because the project for Bull's Head isn't far from me. So I went to the thing about it, and they're like, if you want to invest in the project, you got to be an institutional investor. I'm like, okay, well, what's an institutional investor? An institutional investor is somebody who's got $250,000 liquid cash sitting chilling. I said, what? That sounds crazy. $250,000 liquid cash sitting, chilling? That's what an institutional investor is to you? Because most people, even that have $250,000, like they don't have it liquid in cash. They have it as assets or property or bonds or stocks or any other number of things, or even bullion, gold bullion or whatever. They don't have it in cash. But they're like, oh yeah, you got to have it in cash. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So you're telling me that the way your stuff is structured, it prohibits me from a citizen that lives in the neighborhood to invest in the project in my community. So I'm not going to be able to get any money off of it. But people that have money will. Most of the people that will invest aren't even from here. You make it make sense to me. You make it make sense to me. So here's my solution to that. We create like a sovereign wealth fund for the city where the citizens can invest their money into a larger pot, so that when the city needs money and they want to draw money for a bond or something like that, they can take it from the citizens' sovereign wealth fund. So when the money comes back and they're paying back into it, the citizens are getting interest off of it, which gives them more ownership in their community. Why are we always raising all this money outside? Let's keep our money in-house. We need to be able to have our own independent financials, that we don't need to worry about other people and what the market's doing and what everything else is going on. We should be able to invest in our city if we are citizens. And creating a localized sovereign wealth type of fund, we'd be able to do that. So instead of getting all this money from these large corporations and hedge funds and stuff like that don't care about our communities, don't know about our communities, we can be investing in our own community. We can be our own pot of money. And then us as citizens can actually benefit. Why should we not be able to benefit from the projects that are going on in our community? You make it make sense to me. That's one of a number of simple ideas that are cost effective and very reasonable and easily implementable that I have, because I care about our community, and I believe that most everyone in our community does too. So if you care about our community, hit the share button, hit retweet, hit a heart, drop a comment, let me know, say hey, say hi, I'm listening, or make a comment about a specific thing you'd like me to talk about, and definitely share this out. Please go on my website and donate. We are working to raise $500 tonight. We've raised $110 so far. I need your help, you guys. Whatever you can do, whether it's $10, whether it's $100, whether it's $200, even if it's more, I need your help. I can't do it alone. We got to do this together. This is important. We got to make this happen, because it's not going to happen magically. And all of these people, all of these wealthy investors and stuff like that are investing in all of these other people's campaigns. My campaign is for the community, by the community. I need your guys' help. Please share this and donate. Marcus, the number 4, Rochester.com. It only takes less than 2 minutes to donate. I appreciate you in advance. We're at $110 so far. We're working on getting to $500. Please help us get there. And that's what we got going on. Now, as I talk about this independent, localized sovereign wealth fund where any citizens can invest their money in it and see it grow, that means that we don't have to be under I guess you would say, the influence of any outside money, right? Wouldn't it be wonderful that we can actually chart the course of our community together and be our own investment bank for our own community? Like, that would be fantastic. Like, but can we have that as a real conversation? We need to be having these serious conversations. We need to make sure that we're actually having conversations that matter. If we don't have these conversations, nobody's going to have these conversations. We need real solutions. We need real things that are going to be cost effective, and we're going to need real things that are going to be able to produce a measurable result. And that's one of the big issues that we have right now. We got a lot of money flowing through our city. We got a ton of nonprofits, and nobody knows where any of the money's going. All of the results are nowhere to be found. We got 50 different nonprofits working on homelessness, getting millions of dollars every year from the city, from the state, from the county, and we don't see any. Homelessness is getting worse. Where'd all the money go? Somebody explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm five. Where's the money? Where's the money? Because I see more homeless people now more than ever. You make that make sense to me. But y'all getting more money every year to end homelessness or whatever the case is. Okay? It's bogus. It's balderdash. It's trash. It's chicanery. They're out here playing in our face. And then you have it through so many pass-through organizations that if it even gets to the people that are actually doing the work, by the time it gets down there, it's trickles. It's trickles. And then, Lord forbid, after it goes through them, then it's got to actually get to the homeless people. And by then, it's next to nothing. You know, they say less than 10 cents of every dollar that gets invested in nonprofits actually ends up at the projects that they're supposed to work on. So if it's an educational project, less than 10%, you know, for most cases. And that's crazy to me. And then I know a lot of people that run small nonprofits that they pay for them out of their own pocket and stuff like that, and they don't get additional funding. I know religious organizations and stuff that do that, they don't get any funding, but they're actually doing the work. But all these other nonprofits are getting the money. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't get the money. Maybe they shouldn't get the money. They ain't got no results. But what I am saying is if we're going to be giving out this money, we need to be having measurable results. Why are there no key performance indicators on these monies? These are serious conversations we need to have. And it's so disgusting to me that this is something that continues in our city, draining our wealth away, draining our taxpayer dollars away, that it makes me want to spit. It's so disgusting to me. It's so frustrating, you guys. It's so frustrating. Drink water, stay hydrated. It's so frustrating because we deserve better. We all know we deserve better. We all know the city is not spending our money, right? But why don't they do anything to actually do something about it? Now, real quick, I want to encourage you to go to my website. We're working on raising $500 tonight. We're at $110. Take 2 seconds, donate $10, $25, $50, whatever you can donate. Donate $1,000 if you can, but donate something. You do not have to be local. We've got about 80 people watching right now. If everybody on here that's watching right now were to donate $10, we would be well over what we're working on raising. If everybody on here right now donated $100, we'd almost have enough to fund the whole campaign for the whole season. Like, I really need your guys' help, you guys. Like, this isn't about me. It's not about myself. Honestly, I could make more money and have a much better peace of mind. I'm laughing to keep from crying, you guys. Like, I could have much better peace of mind if I didn't do this stuff. But it's my heart. The Lord just pushes me in the direction to do it. And sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes it's hard and it's difficult, but I persevere through. So I thank everybody that give their well wishes and everything. But you guys, I need your assistance to make this happen. Please donate on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. You do not have to be local to donate. Now, let's get back into it. We're at $110 of our $500 goal for tonight. Please go donate. Okay. So as we have this serious conversation about the money that's being spent in our community and not knowing where it's going, look at the schools. Every single year that the school has an audit, they fail the audit. Where's the money? Money's being stolen. Is that what's going on? The money's being stolen, isn't it? Because the money's just missing tens of millions of dollars. And people be like, oh no, it's not missing, it's accounting errors. Excuse me? You miss accounting for tens of millions of dollars? You getting double billed for tens of millions of dollars and don't nobody know nothing? Where that money? Shouldn't you be trying to claw back that money if it's a poor accounting situation? Or no? It's despicable. It makes you want to spit. It's despicable. But this is what they do to us. And then nobody can answer, where's the money? They don't know. And you figure, okay, well, maybe it's accounting, right? Maybe it's an accounting error and they're trying to work on modernizing stuff. But every single year it's accounting issues. Every single year. The school district hasn't passed an audit in, I don't know, as long as I've been alive. You know? I mean, and I'm relatively young, but I mean, we're talking about since before I graduated from high school, when I was in elementary school, they ain't never passed an audit. Never. What's going on? And we're not even talking about a local audit. They don't even really do local audits. Where's the city council's oversight? Why isn't the city council doing actual line item audits? That should be open to the public. The books from the school district should be open to the public. Maybe I'm saying too much right now. Maybe somebody ain't gonna like me saying that. But the school district books should be open to the public. I should be able to go online right now and see where every dollar is being spent. Why am I not able to see that? That's taxpayer money. What are you trying to hide? Why should I have to file a FOIL, Freedom of Information Act? Why should I have to file a FOIL in order to get that information? And then you don't even want to give out that information when somebody files a FOIL request. Like, what are we really seriously doing here? Like, you're manipulating our citizens, you're stealing from our citizens, and then you don't want to be transparent about where our money is being spent? Like, whose face are these people playing in? Obviously, everyone in the community, but people keep letting it happen, especially our elected officials. Where is city council? They're supposed to be the oversight body for the school district. What's being done? Why is nothing being done? You need to ask them. Go ask your people. Go ask your elected representative. Go ask your city council why nothing is being done. And I'm standing up here. I do my best to advocate for all of the issues that we have going on. And this is why I'm running for city council. Go to my website, sign up to volunteer, donate, do whatever you can, because I'm not able to do this together. This is a fight for our future. This is a fight for our economic opportunities. And this is a fight for public safety. And above all things, this is a fight to unite our community, to stand on business that is going to help us all grow together. What do they say? A rising tide raises all ships. And right now, we in a dry dock, y'all. There ain't no water beneath us, right? But the luxury yachts are out there swimming around. You know, like, it's ridiculous. We are being completely disserved by our elected officials, and we deserve better. That's why I need your help. Go to my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. Donate right now. It takes less than 2 minutes to donate. And volunteer. I need volunteers too. We can do this. We can make this happen, but we got to do it together. We have to unite together. So sign up, volunteer, donate. We're working on raising $500 tonight. Right now, we are at $110. Please donate. Do what you can. It's important. The only way for us to get out from under the oppression and horrible repressive tyrants, honestly, the tyrants that we have in office right now, is to get better people in there. And that's why I'm running. People that are sincere, and I mean it, because that's why I'm running. Because I'm trying to use nice words, but I got a lot of thoughts on exactly what they are. Okay? These tyrannical overlords that are oppressive and doing everything that they can to steal away the little bit of money that we have in our city that is going for taxes and stuff like that. Like, I got a lot to say on it. I don't want to go into it the way that I really, really, really feel. You know what I'm saying? Like how you say, let me tell you how I really feel. Well, frankly, I'm not happy. It's chicanery because they stealing the money. That's what chicanery is. It's defrauding people. Essentially, chicanery is defrauding somebody for the means of financial gain. That's what they doing. Okay, it's nonsense what's going on in our local government right now, and we deserve better. Like, it doesn't make no sense what's being done to us. And what's worse is they've forgotten us as citizens. They are our elected representatives. They're supposed to represent you. They're supposed to represent me. But clearly we don't matter to them. But you matter to me. And that's why I fight. I fight for you. I fight for our youth. I fight for our future, a future where everyone in our community can thrive, because I believe in Rochester and I believe that we deserve better. You matter to me, but it's clear that none of us matter to our elected officials. Nobody on city council. They don't care, because if they cared, they'd actually be pushing to make a difference. And many of them on city council are too scared of the people in Albany and the people in New York City that run the state assembly and the state senate, that they refuse to say anything about the horrible laws that are coming out of the state. But they're supposed to be our advocates. They're supposed to advocate to the state and to the county about the issues that we have in our city. Okay? But they're not advocating for us. They're not standing up and saying, hey, we need to put some of these criminals in jail. They're not saying that. They're not saying, hey, some of these laws are pretty bad and they're hurting us. They're not saying any of that. But they should be, but they're not. Why? Because we are not their priority, even though we should be. And that is a hard truth for many people to swallow, but we can see it very actively from the priorities that they make. Because if we were to talk about one small priority that's really a huge priority that affects everybody, it will be public safety. And they'll tell you everything about public safety except actually putting criminals in jail. Sometimes I'm like, well, shoot, maybe I should go out and do crime, because apparently crime pays and nobody gets punished for it. Now, I'm not going to do that. But occasionally that thought runs past my mind when I see people just stealing stuff out of the store when I'm in the store shopping. So if that thought runs past my mind, how much more so somebody that's more amped to do something like that? This is what happens when there are no repercussions in our community. So one of my solutions to that is I believe that we need to start setting up precincts like they have in New York City, and we need to start putting people in jail in the city. We got one jail downtown. That's not enough, okay? Because we need more juvenile detention centers and stuff like that. I believe that the city should try to separate itself as much from the state government as possible. If we need to become our own county and hire our own sheriff and start arresting people in the city that are committing the crimes that are in the city, that's what we need to do. Whatever we need to do to move forward, because what's happening with the laws on the state, what's happening in our county, it's not good for our city. It's not good for our citizens. It's not good for our students. It's not good for our families. It's not good for our businesses. And it's not good for us as individuals. And we deserve better. And I'm going to do everything to fight for us as a community, for you, to represent you, because I believe in you. I believe in our future, and we deserve better, but we're not going to get better until we demand better from our elected officials. And that's why I'm running. So do what you can. Go on my website. I need your help. Donate. Tonight, we're working on raising $500. We are currently at $110. Please go donate. Please go donate. I'm not able to ask you enough. I don't want to ask you guys for money. I hate asking for money. Okay, listen, I don't even like asking for help. Okay, I'm a grown man. I don't like to even ask for help. If you're a man, you know we don't like to ask for help. And we definitely don't like to ask nobody for no money. So I'm asking you to help the campaign. I'm not asking you to give me money for myself. Okay, but we need money so we can buy advertisements, so we can get on the radio, so we can do different things like get materials to push out to the community to say, hey, we got a good candidate running that's really going to stand up for us and really going to fight for us. And you should have hope. And to restore hope, we got to get the message out. We got to get the message out to restore hope to the people, because there is so much despair right now that people have just completely given up on voting. People have completely given up on civic engagement, and people have completely given up, many even on seeing something different and brighter for their future. And that's why I'm fighting so hard, because everybody deserves a better future. Please share this video. Help it get out to more people. Hit the retweet button. Hit the heart button. Hit the share button. It don't cost you nothing to do none of that. Drop a comment. Drop a smiley face. Drop a thumbs up. Drop a I like what you're doing, Marcus. You're amazing, whatever the case is. Drop it in the comments. Every comment helps kick the algorithm to show it to more people. Do whatever you can. These are things that don't cost nothing. The thumbs up, the share button, the heart, those don't cost anything. And remember, you can donate. We're working on raising $500 tonight. We're at $110. I need your help. I need your support. I'm not able to fight against this behemoth without your support. Okay, these are monstrous villains that are stealing our future away from us and from the youth. And don't even talk about the elders. That's a whole nother conversation. It's terrible. Somebody just popped up a comment. Valerie says, please share this post. Please share this post, you guys. It's over 80 of you guys watching right now. If every one of you just hit the share button, it would help a lot to get out this message. Because here's the deal. We have to, if we want to see better, what they say, how's the saying go? In order to do better, you got to know better, right? So we got to do better. But I'm telling you, I'm giving you the direction forward that we can chart, and we can do it together. But it has to be together. It has to be in unity. It has to be us as a community, as a people, coming and uniting together so we can make a difference here locally. And that's why I encourage everybody always, get involved, get active, donate, do whatever you can. Go to city council meetings, go to school board meetings. You have to get active on the local level. Nobody is coming to save us. It is up to us. Here I am, willing to fight for you. So help me, volunteer, donate. I encourage you, please donate on my website, Marcus4Rochester.com. We're working on raising $500 tonight. We are at $110. Come on, you guys. I need your help. Donate $25, $50, $100. Maybe you could donate $1,000. Heck, if you could donate $5,000, you'll be that'll be a godsend. Whatever you can do, please donate. You do not even have to be local. I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to be local to donate. I see over 80 of you guys watching. If each one of you donated $10, we'd be over where we're looking to raise tonight. If we even had a couple of you guys, listen, if 5 of you guys donated $100 right now, it's 80 of you on here. We will be well above our mission. If all 80 of you donated $100, we'd be able to fund most of the campaign. Okay, but I need your help. I'm not able to do it alone. Please donate, share this out, get this out to more people, because the only way that we're going to be able to make a difference is if we unite and put our money where our mouth is. If we get out and we get active, that's the way that we can make real change. That's the way that we're going to see actual stuff get done. And that's the way that it's got to be. Because without the community, we're not going to see a difference. It's time for us to stand up. And it's time for us to unite together. You guys, go on my website, do what you can, donate. $10, $25, $100, $1,000, whatever you can do, okay? Because I need your help to make this happen for our city, for our future, and for our children. I'll catch you guys later. And remember, stand up, speak up, and don't shut up. Take action. Be blessed and be well. Make sure you go on my website, donate, volunteer, share this out wherever you can. Marcus4Rochester.com. It only takes 2 minutes to sign up to donate and volunteer. I'll catch you guys later. Be blessed and be well.